Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're gonna do a year in review. I know it's only been about a month since my last channel update, but the last one we did was sort of a one-off. We only made that video to announce some additional channel monetization stuffs, namely the introduction of YouTube memberships, and to make sure everyone understood the difference between it and Patreon. This video, on the other hand, will be a reoccurring feature on the channel, a year in review where we wax nostalgically on everything the channel has done in the last year. Another reason why I just have to do a year in review, well, it's actually been 1 year since I created the channel. I created this account and channel on December 28th, 2020. What a year it's been. In the background today, you're watching me add a cool steam vent to the output of our industrial water purifier in our max difficulty series. I originally was going to tame it and then move the water in, but I realized adding the hot steam to the output tank will actually cause this thermo aqua tuner to run more, because it has to cool down the steam, which means the aqua tuner will stay on and therefore be hotter, further helping out the water purifier's overall temperature. Definitely an ad hoc sort of setup, and when you see me build it, I used a lot of duct tape, but one that works and it's power free. As for our year in review, we'll start by highlighting some videos. In the future, we'll highlight a few of the worst performing videos first, what made them not perform so well, and then some of our best performing videos and see what made them successful. Being my first year though, I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you my first video I ever published. Now keep in mind, this is before I figured out how to make good content, so this is pretty painful. And here it is, titled Episode 1, Awkward Slug Plug Obsession. Look how ugly this thumbnail is. I wouldn't even click on it if it appeared in my feed. The font's too small, the text doesn't pop. Now put a nice border around most of our text. And what's up with this picture? A couple of slug plugs casually walking through some polluted water? The audio wasn't great, there wasn't enough editing, it was mostly just me talking. Lots of breathing and ahs and uhs. Even worse, smacking. Truth be told, it's still a challenge today because I'm a bit of a smacker. But using some great sound editing, I can actually minimize it almost 100%. This was also before we started upscaling our videos in 4K. Now this video actually got 93 views, but it's before I set it to private and hid my shame from the world. And the only reason it even got this high before I set it to private was because people would see my good content and wonder what some earlier series were like. I wouldn't be surprised if they unsubscribed immediately after seeing that train wreck. As horrible as it is, it's not even my worst performing video. That unique honor is given to a Civilization 6 video. Yes, I also played Civ on the channel for a little bit. Earlier this morning, there were still a few videos listed somewhere in the depths of playlist purgatory, coming in at 8 total views. Now you'd think that is bad, but I was actually averaging between 10 and 20 views. Part of the problem I had with my Civ series is that I would try to cut it up like an Ani series, except I would just sort of talk through the whole video, not much editing, kind of treating it like a live stream. Not to mention the fact that it can be pretty difficult making creating a builder for the 12th time in a game interesting. I would like to play more Civ on the channel, probably when Civ 7 is released in 2000, who knows when. But I still need to figure out how to make sure the videos reach a level of quality that we can be proud of. The other problem with Civ is there are a lot of Civ content creators, so it's more difficult to get noticed and sort of break through, especially with ugly thumbnails like this. First off, we shouldn't have highlighted the episode number as a thing in the center of the thumbnail. It makes it look like this video is all about the number 8. Kinda like a Sesame Street video. Yeah, after seeing these this morning, I went ahead and made them all private. Just rewatching them for this video was pretty painful. Now on the flip side, we get to look at our best performing videos. Coming in at number 1 with nearly 10,000 views is episode 1 of our max difficulty series. It's easy to understand why this video would do so well. Folks love a new colony start and they love watching content creators do stuff that might be a little bit more difficult. Coming in at 2 and 3 are our self-powered oxygen video of the max difficulty series and 7 tips to improve performance. Both these videos have about 6,000 views. Overall, the year was phenomenal. After I started making good content, it didn't take long at all to start getting noticed. You can see here it wasn't until July when the channel really started to grow. Credit to that growth actually goes to our Primus series. It's a good series, I recommend giving it a watch if you haven't. Some other fun stats. Our record for most subs in the day is 34. The channel has been watched, are you ready for this? for over 44,800 hours, and that's over the course of 229,700 views. I can still hardly believe it myself. Now for the numbers everyone likes to see. This year, the channel made $574.88 in ad revenue. Not too shabby. Also this year, we started our Patreon and YouTube memberships and even added Amazon affiliate links in the description of our videos. Now, I haven't talked about them yet, but the list serves a couple of purposes. First, it lets everyone see some of the equipment I use in my own setup that I would recommend. And second, it's sort of a small bit of residual income. If folks click on any of the links and end up buying anything, I get a small cut of what they paid to Amazon. The great thing is it doesn't cost you, the buyer, anything. I'm still hammering down whether it's something I'm going to keep up, but I figured I would give it a try and see how it does. After all, eventually, I'd like to make this a full-time gig. And at that point, all income streams, no matter how small, are important. So what does the future hold? Well, as some of you know, we just went through an audio upgrade. The upgrade gives me the ability to adjust the EQ or edit the audio before it's actually recorded by my capture software. I'll still do some work on the audio in post, and in fact, I'm still trying to perfect my new audio settings, but what's important is this will give me the ability to live stream in 2022. I'm not sure when the start of that'll be, but I'm thinking it'll be once a week for a few hours, at least to start. I also need to start introducing some additional games. Ani's going to be a part of the channel for a long time to come, but it can't be the only game I ever play or the community will definitely stagnate. So what do you think? Where would you like to see the channel go in 2022? I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. And outside our nerd-balling awesome gaming world, how was your 2021? What goals do you have for 2022? I can't wait to see what's in store for you and us in the next year, but I'm so very happy we get to experience it together. Much love, Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you soon.